Welcome back to the Andrea Holm podcast. In this episode, Amparo, Alcaraz, and I speak with Gonzalo Platero, a chef who was raised in Argentina and then Brazil and is currently based in Dubai. In recent years, Gonzalo has made his mark as head chef at FIA at Caturra Reserve, where he explores the primal power of open fire cooking. The way that Gonzalo talks about his work reminds me of an orchestra conductor, where every movement, every flame, every chef, every dish comes together in sync to create something that goes far beyond just a meal. This episode isn't just about food. It's about risk, leadership, instinct, and the connections that we form when we gather around a fire. And so, without further ado, what is an open fire chef?
Okay.
What is to be an open fire chef?
Yeah, what does that...
What if I just explain?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I do, what I like to do.
Yeah,
And
tell us.
I mean, open fire kitchen can be a lot of things, you know. For me, it's something that it brings me a lot of cultural thing, you know, from my childhood or from my country, Argentina. It's about an experience to see that with fire you can cook with different techniques. So there are like 7 techniques, main techniques, that you can cook with fire, embers, even charcoal, flame. So this means a lot. Like each technique, it shows a different result for different products, let's say. And an open fire technique or open fire kitchen shows all the techniques, or each technique in a different way, you know. For my kitchens, at the beginning it was like very monstrous. I work with huge chefs, like they like to burn a lot of wood and to make a lot of show with it.
Like a big spectacle.
Yeah, which is really beautiful. And this was what captivated me for the first time. The first time that I saw this was an event. I went there like a volunteer, carrying wood, waking up like very early and with rain and everything, and just carrying wood just to see how it works. And there were many stages, or not stage, but the stations.
Okay.
So fire stations. In each team was taking care of a different technique. And there was like a cage or domo where you hang a lot of vegetables, chicken, and you have fire on the bottom. You have the grill where you make the fire on the side and you take the hot embers and put under the proteins or the food that you were cooking on the grill. And you control the cooking temperatures and the time by the quantity of embers that you just deposit under the food. And there is like the wood oven where you can cook empanadas or many other things. There is one that is beautiful. It's called Infernillo. It means like a little hell, where you have a huge heat from the top and from the bottom. And in the center you cook food. It's like an oven but open. And this one can reach, it depends on the quantity of wood that you use or the quality of the the wood that you use, can reach like 700 degrees. So it's very dangerous. This was the first one that captivated me because you need to be very precise and really quick. But usually the food that you cook inside this takes 2 to 4 hours. So need to be very consistent on the temperature.
4 hours at 700 degrees?
Yeah, because the temperature that reach in the center is different, but can reach 200 to 50, but from the bottom and from the bottom to the top, you have different temperatures. I will show you a picture later, but it's like you have, let's say, one tray, 2 blocks, one tray, 2 blocks, one tray. Okay,
so you choose the height.
Yeah, you put wood on the upper side and the lower side, and in the center you have like a small box where you cook. Usually it's a gentle fire, let's say 200 degrees, 300 degrees, but from the bottom and the top is like very powerful. And this changed a lot with the wind. So let's say you are just putting some food inside and then the wind change and can get you, can burn all the eyebrows and everything. It happened with me so many times, but
You burnt your eyebrows?
yeah, the
This-
hair.
There is something
Yes.
like unpredictable,
Yeah.
in the fire.
Yeah.
I think that there's something like of risk there.
Yeah.
That maybe it's
Yeah,
It's
and
wild.
yeah,
It's like
wild.
there
nature.
is like open fire kitchen is like you are up to many difficulties, like the wind, like it can be cold outside, can be hot outside, can rain, can happen many things, and you can deal with this.
You have to.
You have to, yeah. You need to deliver. in
Yeah,
some-
you're
in
like
some way.
an athlete or like a performance artist at the
Yeah.
same time. You have to
Yeah.
deal with
Yeah.
whatever nature throws at you.
Yes,
Yeah,
and,
it's
and
easy.
this is beautiful, like every day is a different battle, and you need to go there. And I used to tell the team, like, we are here because most of the ones that we work with hospitality, we like, we enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
And every day for us is a new challenge. Like,
New show.
Yeah, it's like a new World Cup final and you need to
A
win.
new performance.
Yeah,
You need to win. You need to captivate the guest. You need to deliver a good food, and a good experience. And you need to be yourself. So, because sometimes you're like, okay, this place is nice, the food is nice, but something is weird, it's not. So, to have an open kitchen is like you show what you are. You show everything, the food that you cook, the brands that you have, the mistakes that you can make, because happen.
Because you're out in the open the whole time.
Yeah, it happened with us so many times that, for example, something get burned, and it can happen,
Of course.
in so many kitchens that you don't see this,
Yeah.
because no, do it again, and okay, but no. It's
Bring the
showing.
guests another round of drinks and
Yeah.
It's got a lot of stress, like the
Mhm.
stress of the kitchen and also the people looking at you. What
Yeah.
about people seeing you working? Like, do you think that the people love it, or it's like,
They enjoy a lot.
yeah,
A lot. There, for me, there are many keys to have a good environment, and
Mhm.
it's, of course, respect always, and to don't shout. I don't like. There is communication, but if you shout, there is something wrong, And if you work so many time together, so many hours, so many days, communication sometimes is just one look, and you understand. So when you reach this point, that is hard, is when you are ready, But
you're a
The-
team. Like,
yeah, but you need to open a restaurant. You cannot be ready. So you face everything, or you hire someone new that needs to adapt to this kind of concept. And you need to smile all the time. You need to be, sometimes you are in a bad day. Like, okay, there are some things that, makes you a little bit sad or a little bit concerned. But this you cannot transmit to the guests because they are there. They're just with the phone
recording
recording
everything.
everything. So you need to just to be there, present.
Lose yourself in the moment.
Yeah, you need to be there. And if you're not there, it's it's better to go home. It's
Yeah, it's interesting because normally a chef, you don't see them. Unless they come out into the restaurant
Yeah.
and do a little tour,
yeah,
they're hidden in the kitchen the whole time.
Yeah.
And in this, you really are a performer. Like,
yes,
you have to perform as much as just cook your dishes.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And
It's
it's a
true.
team.
Yes, always. Like you cannot do everything alone, and you need to trust.
The rest
Give-
of your team.
Give them the possibility to do mistakes, because we all do, and to correct that.
What-
Alive. Like sometimes you want to like, but it's like
Of course.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a test of
Life.
patience.
but it's it makes you grow a lot in the way of communication, the way of especially when you have music and it's a loud place, how to communicate better. And
So much of what you're saying reminds me, I read this book about conductors of an orchestra.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't about that, but it talked about it. And how conductors, the way that they communicate with the whole orchestra is through gestures.
Yeah.
To make sure like you should be getting louder, you should be getting quieter, and they have to be able to signal things to
Yeah.
people really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, the gestures are really big, but because they work with an orchestra for a long time, the gestures get smaller and smaller. So at one point, like just this means that all of the flute section should be getting quiet, and like this communicates something to all. I
Yeah.
love that image of like
Yeah.
it kind of evokes the same thing that
Yeah.
you're
It does.
there communicating with a whole team through like gestures.
La comunicación
does.
no verbal, ¿no?
Yeah,
Tan
it does a
importante.
lot. But for me, the most important thing is communication between them as well.
Mm.
That
Because
they
it-
communicate amongst
yeah.
each other.
Yeah, because there are so many kitchens that they don't allow this. It's like one voice and that's it, and you need to follow. But for me, it's very important because you have, let's say, one cooker is doing some steak, and the other needs to do a salad, and the other fry, and another pasta. I can command this, but they need to manage as well.
Mhm.
And if there is something wrong, for example, okay, guys, in 10 minutes we need this table, and we have this, and this. And if there is something wrong, the person that has, let's not say an issue, but needs more time to deliver, needs to be very clear. Because this can kill a huge sequence when you
Mm.
have a full house, let's
Mm.
say,
Yeah.
and it needs to serve like 200 covers. If you have one mistake, then the others, wow.
They all fall apart too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to
It's
manage
like a
this.
theater company.
I was just going to say it
Yeah.
must sound like acting.
It is like that because you need to be like comfortable not only in the professional way but also in the human way. You know,
with
It's
the
like-
other with the
yeah.
Yeah.
team.
You need to be connected not only as a human being but also in professional way, and you need to look at the other and feel like, ¿cómo se dice? Confianza, mucha confianza.
You have
Yes.
to really trust each
Yeah,
other.
you need to trust.
Yeah.
I need to know that if I'm going to forget this or I'm going to fall, you're going to rescue me.
Yeah.
No, it's like
Yeah.
that. If not, we cannot work as a team.
Yeah.
It's like a couple, like a, I don't know, but it's like that.
You're
And
protecting
each day
each
is a
other.
new show.
It's each
It's
day is a
heavy.
new final, you know,
Yeah.
like, and you have issues because there is a lot of pressure, and you need to be perfect every day, deliver the same, have the same performance every day, and how to be there every day, how to push every day to get there. Because sometimes I told the guys, for example, today we lose.
Today?
Today we lose. We lose the final. We did everything we could, but we had not a good day.
Could be better.
But tomorrow we have the chance to do it again. And let's try to enjoy that. If you don't enjoy this opportunity or this challenge, then maybe it's not your place.
Yeah, do you feel like the people who are attracted to this line of work are the kind of people who enjoy challenges?
Yeah.
In order for it to work, they have to have that
They have.
personality characteristic.
Yeah, I'm sure. There are some that take it very easily, and others no, like the pressure. So it's difficult. I had like an amazing cooker. Like, he was great. He was the best. But he didn't like this pressure. So I didn't want to lose this guy. So I put him on the production team. And he was like fast, precise, every time the same result. But during service, let's say we call service during the restaurant service, he was like
He got too stressed.
too stressed. He was he didn't deal good with the stress and the communication and the pressure, but he was good. So also as a leader, you need to understand where to push, how to push, and where to put each elements. Each and it's beautiful, Like I remember there was one guy. He wanted to leave. I was like, why?
To leave, to quit.
To quit. I was like, no, not here, you know. Like he started like a steward, dishwasher, and I needed someone to help me with the pastry, you know. And I was like, okay, I will try, you know. Who wants to learn? And all say yes, but okay, I'll put them in some tests. And this person was like, well, maybe, you know, he was organized, he was clean, he was following. It wasn't the result that I wanted, but it was the process that I liked. So I said, okay, let's do it. And at the beginning, honestly, the first month was a mess. And I knew he was trying to do the best, but then suddenly he would just drop it. He was like, okay, this is not my thing. And I was like, why? No, because, you know, it's different. Okay, if you want to go back to the steward, it's okay. For me, it's fine, you know. But maybe you can find something here that motivates you. And he said, yeah, well. And then I bring a book, you know, okay, maybe it's this. And it helped a little, but not much. And then he wanted to quit again. I said, okay, let's do one thing. I'll give you 3 months.
Sorry.
In 3 months, if you don't feel like you are doing a good job or you're, you know, you're not happy, I'll let you free. And he was okay. But why 3 months? I said, because for me, it's 3 months are enough to understand you, understand the team, understand the restaurants, understand who I am. And he changed. You know, he was like, okay, let me do it. And he learned a lot. Today he's doing bread somewhere else in a good place. He's learning something new. And he delivered a lot. He was one of the guys that I was like, okay, I did it, you know.
That's a good story.
It was really nice.
I wonder if knowing that he had 3 months also helped, because it was like, it's not about how you do tomorrow or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's like you have 3 months of just take it easy. Let's just keep going with it. And it kind of removes some of the stress.
It does. It does, because also we never know truly what's going on with each one of them, you know, of us. Because we don't reveal, we just go there for battle, you know, we need to win. And but also, sometimes we forget, but there are some positions that are important to develop them. Because for me, it's fine, you know, you will learn something and maybe you will fly. Or sometimes you will learn and will say, hey, you're ready to fly. Like you cannot learn anything else yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, please, you have like big wings and you need to fly. But
maybe you need to get kicked out of the nest.
Yeah, like you have potential. Some have, some don't. Some want this and have potential, but don't want this. So you need to deal with these different situations each day, you know, and it's beautiful. Like, and there are some other positions that you don't have 3 months. Like you have 2 weeks.
Now.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, because
it
is what it is, you know. And I had pressure that I tried to hold, but sometimes you hold some part, and other you say, hey, sorry, this is not on me, this is on you. And when you're clear with that, things flow better, let's say. I think and the key is also to understand what you expect from each positions, not from each person, for positions. And when you have this clear, you can say, okay, this person had a good performance or not. But to expect from what person can deliver is so hard, you know, like...
it's so interesting because, like, you imagine what a chef does, and you don't imagine all of this.
Yeah, behind.
Like, none of this has anything to do with food.
No.
And yet it's such a crucial part of which I think is part of your story. You weren't always a chef. So how did you get to this position? What brought you there?
I started I studied business administration. I work on finance during several years. I travel even like I was focused on centerings. Like I was taking activities inside a company, doing unified process. So let's say accounts payables or receivables from Latin America, centering these activities, making a easy process, centering in a country in Latin America, and then passing through this activity to India. So I have the chance to do this 3 times. And the last time I traveled to India, I stayed there in Hyderabad 40 days. And it was great, because face to face
He
is
speaks
so
really Indian English.
yeah.
Do it.
No.
Yeah, please. No,
Later.
It's so
You
funny.
can do the accent.
Incredible. It's like, whoa.
Sometimes.
Sorry,
Yeah, it was
continue.
beautiful, like to have the chance to deal with the face-to-face trainings, or to meet the person that you are gonna train, who is going to take the activity. And it was hard, because it's a huge difference of culture, and I was doing like working local time and Latin America time, so it was double work per day, but it was amazing because the connection. When you have a connection, it's easy to flow, to understand, okay, maybe it's gonna be this way, maybe the other way.
It's a good point. We love that point. People connecting
Yeah.
and conversation and try
Yeah.
to find a way. It's not the same with the computer here and who
No.
you are. I mean, like,
Yeah,
No.
because on the computer it was like very automatic. Like, look, this is the way that should be, and take it,
yeah, like a process. It's
learn
like
it,
this.
and go for it. But when you're face to face, you feel the difficulties, and who is taking faster the information, who is not. So you can,
It's again like an orchestra conductor.
yeah, you can
How to
analyze.
communicate.
Yeah, that was the difficult part, Even like there was a day that I needed to teach an activity for the group. So I took a projector and I said, okay, guys, today is by yourself. You have the basic. It's going to be this way. You're going to look at the projection and do your work. Then suddenly one of there was a one lady, very special, very so smart. And she sit beside me like, and I was like, maybe you didn't get the activity. So, no, because I'm not used to this. I say, okay, it's a challenge. Let's do it. And then she was like, no, because I cannot see. So I said, okay. I didn't count on this because she cannot see from far. I don't know in English how you...
Yeah, she's nearsighted.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I didn't count on this, because I didn't know. And there is a factor that changed all what I planned. So I said, okay, I learned something new, okay, maybe it's not the best way to train, So I think we can learn in that aspect so many things. When you teach, you learn. And
So it sounds like you enjoyed that position.
yeah.
How did you end up switching? It sounds like
Honestly,
it has nothing to do also with, I mean,
no.
the communication part.
Yeah,
is
I
similar.
love this interaction, but I was feeling like I was sitting in an office, working a lot in a great company, doing very well, but I was seeing the sun outside, honestly, and I was like, okay, no, like there was something missing, some part missing, and I changed. I was working on the same project when this project came to an end. I got the chance to participate in another project like Impo Expo from the same company, and I said, okay, let me learn, because they needed someone. I said, I'm free, I can learn, and I like it, this modality of moving and learning, and this opened my mind in a way like, okay, maybe I can do something for my family, because my family have a company of it's like a crane consultant for ports, and I said, okay, maybe I will learn this and I will open a new let's say possibility for the company, that I can buy spare parts and sell spare parts, and create a new business for the company. that it's gonna be my business, and I will feel it like it's mine. It's not for my family.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, it's a good challenge. I talked with my father, I talked with the other partners, and I said, okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. And wow, I said, well, I don't want to work here anymore. I will move. I will create something for myself. And honestly, it was very good at the beginning, but it was so not myself, you know. And suddenly I start cooking for free as
A hobby.
hobby, yeah. Going to festivals like open fire barbecue festivals in Sao Paulo. And I saw a universe like, wow. But I never had the chance to cook or to be close because I was always carrying things or just being there just to help in small things, you know. And the first time I had the chance was Diego, chef Diego. I met him playing soccer, and we were having a beer after the soccer, and wow, I was like, okay. He called me to carry wood. We never met each other. We sit by side. We were sharing a beer, and he was like, "I hear you like to carry charcoal," and I was like, who is this guy? What you
Who
mean?
told you that?
Yeah, you can carry wood for me. Okay. Who are you? Yeah, I'm Diego. Okay. When? Saturday. I was like, okay. You cook? Yeah, I cook. He was like so humble, you know. I was like, okay, maybe I will learn something new. I arrived there, and it was like Disneyland, honestly. Like many, like I told you from the beginning, like many stations with each chef taking care of, a fire technique.
Open air.
Yeah,
Not
all
an
this
office.
open air kitchen, open fire kitchen. And this was like, wow, for me. I was like, okay, I want to learn this. I want to be here. And I worked with him, like, honestly, for free for a long time,
When was this? Or how many years ago?
2016. And I was doing both things, working for my own company and doing this on weekends. So during 1-2 years, and then in 3 years, in 2019, I had the chance to travel with him to do a huge project in Saudi Arabia. And he trusts me, and I trust him, and I grow a lot and learn a lot with him. And it was my thing. Like in that moment, I needed to choose. Okay, I'm gonna stay with the barbecue thing, or I'm gonna still doing my own company with Impo Expo. And honestly, I follow passion. I said, okay, this makes sense. This doesn't, but this attract me in a way that this doesn't. So then we try to follow this. And since then, it's been really good. I'm like,
what a moment.
yeah, for me it was like very important because you all have this fear, like, what should I do? Like, I feel this, but wow, it's gonna work because I'm living something very stable and there is future here, and here is like a passion. Like I need to expose myself in a way that maybe others don't because I'm arriving late. Let's say there is no late, but if we compare the stage of a cooker in my life in that moment, I needed to expose myself in a way that, okay, I will learn more. I will take myself outside the comfort zone in a way that it's going to be this in this project, in the next project, in the other project, just to absorb more. And I needed to learn faster and better than others. And I said, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. And I did it, it was magical. So hard, but worth it.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Hard isn't always bad.
No. It's difficult to see it in the daily basic, like sometimes you are blocked. But when you can open, just sit in and see it from a different perspective, it was amazing. Because I developed myself in so many ways, not just cooking, but as a person, just
Yeah.
to see another culture really difficult because it was before COVID. Saudi, it was so close. Now it's better. It's changing a lot. But at the moment, I was living in the middle of the desert, a farm, like a reality show. Just living there, sleeping there, working there, and seeing all the persons in the restaurant, daily. Like
24/7.
yeah, and if you have any issue, you need to solve it now because if no, it will grow. You will
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
3 months there and like
It's
don't do it.
heavy.
You know.
What about life there? I mean, before COVID, after COVID, but what about life and religious and it's so different.
It's deep, like so different, but it's beautiful in a way. Like for me, the key was to respect their culture because I'm foreign.
Yeah, you are
So
foreign.
I'm here just for a few months, and this culture has been here for so long. So who am I? I need to see different things and try to respect different things. And honestly, it was like amazing because I never felt like unsafe. Always welcome. Like the only chance that I had to know better, a little better the culture, it was walking around and to visit neighbors, which they have different farms, and it was more or less the same situation in each farm because they don't speak English, so you need to use a translator. But they always call you to sit and share dates, share coffee, share whatever they had, and understand who are you, what's your story, why are you here in our country, And this was wow, so nice.
But the people that is living in Dubai, are they living there for work? I mean, it's like a city that grown because of it's like artificial. I don't know how to say. I mean, está formada, está armada para, ¿no? Entonces I imagine that people that live there is because they have like un objetivo, ¿sí?
The purpose,
Like they're not from there, they've come there for...
They come from different places, no?
Yeah, it's true. Like Dubai was completely different.
Okay, so the one you were talking about just now was in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And then you moved to Dubai.
Then I moved to Sao Paulo. I work in a huge project. Like, honestly, COVID sent me back to Sao Paulo. And I was like, okay, I quit my company a few months ago. Now COVID. And I was like,
wow,
what should I do? And my father called me, hey, come back. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay to come back. I said, no. I just took this decision. I will try to find a way. And I started selling empanadas at home. I said, okay, let's try to do it. The first week was okay, but then in 1 month I sold like 3,000 empanadas. And I was killing myself working at home alone in small oven, electric oven. And then I was happy because, okay, I'm doing money and this and doing a good project. People like. Arrived the bill of the electricity.
Oh God!
I was okay.
Didn't think about
I didn't need money. I need to take money from my pocket to pay for this, and I was like, okay, oh shit! I was like, fuck, like, okay, what should I do now? Should I take a different oven? Should I? I was like, I don't know. I was a bit lost, and a friend called me. Hey, look, can you send me empanadas? I said, no, sorry, I'm not selling anymore because of this. No, I need empanadas. I need to show to a guy, and he needs to try your empanada. And, okay. I sent empanadas. The next day, the guys called me. Hey, we're going to open a restaurant. I said, okay, cool. Do you have grills? Yeah, I have grills. Do you have team? I can find a team, But, okay, what you will do tomorrow? It was on a Wednesday. I said, come on, it's COVID. So, nothing. Okay, come here. He shared the location. Arrived there. It was like a warehouse where they gave parties and a huge veranda, like huge, where they gave parties. They said, okay, use your imagination. Imagine the grill here. some chillers here, a lot of tables here.
Mm.
We will open on Saturday. I was like, what? Saturday now? Yeah. Okay. I need to work. Let's do it. So how many persons we will sit? I don't know, 200. Okay, we can sit 200. And let's make it happen. How is it going to work? We need to open Saturday. We're going to only operate Saturday and Sunday. So tell me what you need to do the production. We will do it here. It's going to be difficult this week because we need to run, but we will get it. I said, okay, let's trust the process, you know. Also, it's COVID. I had I will do empanadas from my house. Like, I was losing money. So, and it was a
You had nothing to lose.
yeah, and it was a huge challenge, like huge. Like, okay, I'm here, core front zone is here, I need to be here. Saturday. I said, okay, let's do it. So I call a few friends, which I trust. It's a huge chef, Luis. The guy is the beast. And sadly, he was close in a restaurant, and he was a partner. He was partner of the place. And I called him, hey, man, I don't have much money, but I need to buy some items and into your team and you. And he was like, what you mean? Trust me, we will do something cool. And he helped me a lot, like a lot. And I always try to put myself in a situation that I'm surrounded by persons that know more than me. So I need to learn this way. Sometimes I don't make the money that they do because I put myself in that place because they are here and wasn't here. So it's a risk, yeah, but it's a way of learning, you know. And I had the chance to do something beautiful with persons that I trust. And I said, okay, let's do it. And we opened Saturday. It was a mess. No electricity, so we need to run to fix a lot of things. But we deliver. Then Sunday, we serve double, 400, almost 400 persons. The owner was like, hey, do you have meat? I said, no. Like, what should we do? Let's go to the supermarket and let's try to find something. But we will serve food. We will serve good food, you know. Maybe we won't make the money that we wanted, but the experience is there and it must be there. And then he said, okay, so for next week, we will be ready. Okay? And it was like this. But every weekend we were smashed. Like, okay, we are ready for 500.
What a training.
800. And then, like
It sounds
this.
exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it's supposed to, you know, to last like about 1 month, 2 months. And the project is still working. I stayed there like 1 year and a half. And we grow a lot together. Like it was a huge group of different partners. And we learned a lot together. And this was like, wow, mind-blowing. And when I was there, I received the chance to go to Dubai for the first time with Chef Diego. We we changed the kitchen of the place. It was like a experience on the desert. It was so nice, beautiful. And also we expose ourselves in a way that I never seen, like to a culture in Dubai that is very aggressive in a way that because you have different cultures in the same country, so you need to deal with different kind of let's say backgrounds and different tastes for food, and we had a lot of challenge there to please, you know, different tables, because sometimes you have table one there is an Indian family, table 2 you have European, table 3 you have Latins, and maybe the Latins love it, the Europeans say, okay, it's nice, the Indians hate it. So how you deal with this, you know? This was a huge challenge, and
It's almost impossible to
it is.
win that.
I mean, you cannot please everyone, but for me it was like I need to learn something there, because you know, if you want to work in a restaurant here, you need to understand how to be more flexible in things, and learn.
Fusionar, digamos,
Yeah,
empezar a
there's some
fusionar un poco.
fusions, yeah, and
Mm.
understand what they are saying, And for me, I didn't have the chance to understand what they were complaining because we never changed this gaucho style, and it's difficult because it's our, it's our way of believing in things. For example, in Dubai, you don't serve. It's really hard to serve secondary cuts from the
Cuts? Okay.
from the steak.
Not the best cuts of the meat. Okay.
Yeah, and they don't value this. Now it's changing, but they don't value this.
They only take the prime cuts.
Yeah, and for us, at least, it's very important to take the animal and respect the animal in a way that you utilize the most of it in any way you can. No wastage. So
For us, you mean like in Argentina?
in Uruguay, it's something very important. Like we eat.
It's part of your culture. It's
Yeah.
part of your...
Yeah. You go to the butcher of your neighborhood, and you will find
Yeah.
everything.
Sí, el cerebro.
Yeah.
O sea, whatever
The
you need.
feet,
Yeah.
the
Everything.
tail, the...
Of
Everything.
course.
And
Yeah.
you can utilize everything. There no, but it's a different country, different culture. So it was very, in a way, like, okay, how to make it work, and honestly, didn't work very well.
Because your morals clashed, or your cultural understanding was like
because
crashing.
it was a huge barrier in how to break it. And honestly, we didn't have enough time to break it because it was really fast season. So we needed time. And then, when this project came to an end, I came back to Sao Paulo. I was working in a beautiful place. It's like an Uruguayan experience place where you have a huge table. Not huge, but beautiful. Let's say you can sit 16 persons. And you have the chance to give a real experience of what we believe. Because you serve at least 5 different kind of cuts of the meat. Each one of them have a side, and you cook everything on fire beside.
Unlike a
table.
grill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see everything. Like I talk with the guests, like I go to the table, it's really close, like 1 meter. And I ask their name, what they do, what they like, how they like their steak,
So you're like a server and a chef at the same time.
Yeah. So you interact in a way that is really beautiful. You connect, And I was working there. It was so
In
nice.
Argentina, it's like very common that if your brother or if your dad is doing the barbecue, asado, they ask you, what is ¿cómo se dice el punto de la carne?
The
How do you want
temperature.
it cooked?
Yeah. What is the temperature that you like? And what is
Yeah.
your best, tu mejor corte, your
Yeah.
best piece? And it's like, matambre. They
Yeah.
bring you that. It's the
There is
kind of
hospitality in our blood.
hospitality.
Like you receive them, and barbecue is not about going to eat the meat only, but it's about the experience to arrive early, to put the fire, because honestly it takes at least 1 hour to have the embers to cook.
At least.
Yeah.
So what do? You open a wine,
Yeah.
you talk about life.
Yeah, and
It's
people arrive
social.
there. The people don't come just to sit and
Yeah.
eat.
Like
They
some
drink with you.
Yeah, and this is the experience, and we have this experience there. Like somehow we could give this experience. The owner, he is
Dogs.
Dogs.
the owner of the place is he's magical. He's amazing. Like huge heart, and wow.
It sounds hard to reproduce that much energy and passion into your job every day, though. Like talking to customers every day and having that much interest and enthusiasm and motivation.
Yeah.
Can you maintain that for long, or is this another step in your journey? Will you move from this into something completely different again because you'll get exhausted from it?
not now. I think I have a lot of energy and passion now, like for it. I don't know how much it would last. Hopefully forever.
Hmm.
We never know. But I love this. Like one example, after this I moved to Dubai. Okay. And okay, again Dubai, but different because I was the head chef. I was making the calls, and my responsibility was huge. I opened a new place without team, without suppliers.
It sounds like you have so many opportunities throughout this whole process.
Yeah,
How do all of these opportunities come to you?
I think
Is it you? Is it just that you emanate like some vibe that people trust and they like, because it sounds like they really invested in you, whether you had much experience or not.
mostly hard work and be yourself, you know.
Authenticity.
Like sometimes you need to just give some answers that the other person won't expect, some truth that sometimes hurts, or but I try to give what I believe, you know, and these open doors and closed doors. So at the same time that I had these opportunities, some closed, some other doors closed, and it's normal, I think. But to be yourself and, you know, and honestly hard work. I went to Dubai because one day I was working as volunteer for a chef from Dubai that we connect online, and I talked with him. Hey, I saw you will be here in Sao Paulo. If you need help, let me know. Okay, come. And at the end of the day, the guy was like, hey, I'm gonna open a restaurant in Dubai. I want you there. I said,
You put yourself in a position to have opportunities come
like
to you.
open.
yeah. I didn't know that this will bring me something, but I did a connection, you know, and maybe this will bring you something, maybe no, but for me it was about the connection. If he would offer me something, I don't know. Like
It's kind of like dating. You have to go to the party. You have to like.
yeah,
You have to show up to the event. You have to just keep going to things because, like, you never know what life will bring you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had this intuition that we will work nice together because what I saw online, but it's online is one thing and the other
It's like online dating.
yeah. I mean, yeah. But it was, you know, it worked, and he trusted in me, and I trusted in him, and we opened together this place in Dubai with him and many partners actually, and it helped me a lot. But I suffer, you know. I faced what I faced before. Like, okay, maybe what I cook is not enough. And this is like, okay, maybe I need to reinvent myself. I need to learn more. And I wanted this.
Meaning the dishes that you had been cooking that were from Argentina and Uruguay.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't enough of a base.
Also for Brazil, you know, like it was it is a really rich cuisine. For me, it was like, okay, I'm coming here to learn. And this is one important thing for me, you know. Okay, I will learn new flavors, new spices, how to utilize them, because it's a nice universe, you know. Maybe in Latin America I didn't have the chance to do this in a way that I can here. So I will expose myself in a way that I will learn. Maybe I will take some things, maybe I won't, but I will learn. And for me it was so important. Like I went out to eat foods from different places. I burn money on books. Like I bought a lot of books. I have more than 40 kgs in books now in Dubai, only for food. And for me, I was okay. Where these tastes come from, and how to combine this. And okay, it's nice, but it's not me. It's not what I like. It's not what I believe that I am.
You have to choose your flavor.
Yeah. How can I utilize a bit of this, a bit of this, and be myself when
it's very smart,
when you're not this person?
Yeah.
You are here.
Yeah.
So I needed to grow, let's say, in a way, and be open-minded, because it's difficult, to maintain traditions and to learn.
I feel like that's kind of the experience of living abroad in general, because you sort of try to adapt to the culture of where you're living,
Yeah.
but at the same time you don't want to just become somebody else.
No.
So you still hold on to parts of who you are from your roots.
Yeah.
But then it's like, which parts should I be letting go of? Which
Mhm.
parts are like not moving me forward? Which
Yeah.
parts am I just being stubborn about? Like, there's different ways to approach it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes you can go and say, like, I remember a friend who was living here for a while, here in Spain, like her version of what was cool, like a cool way to dress or a cool way to, like a style, wasn't being understood by the people around her.
Okay.
And it's like, there's two ways to go about this. You can just adapt your style to be more like the people around you, or you can like insist that this is your personal style and you don't have to care whether people like it or not. But I do think it's a good question. It's like, does this have to be me? Because maybe it is worth adapting. Maybe you're like too focused on your own experience in the past, and
Yeah.
you're supposed to pick up things from the people around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suppose.
I mean, if you're in a new place and you don't pick up things, or it doesn't mean that you will take it for you, but you need to be open to understand new things.
Why are you there? I mean,
like
sometimes in Argentinian people happen, for example, in Barcelona, that Argentinian people is meeting with Argentinian people, doing Argentinian things, like all the time. And it just say like, maybe we should try to meet people from other places, eat other food, because our culture is strong as Indian. Because I was listening to you, and I said like, wow, India. I mean, like they are very powerful cultures. I mean, like you are not cooking in London. That maybe the food is not they don't have like their food. Maybe
it's not as powerful of a culture in that sense.
Yeah.
Maybe I've never been in London. I will be there soon. We'll see.
We'll see.
But honestly, it's like I wanted it. I put myself in a situation that I said, okay, I'm here. I want to reach here. What I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need to lose some parts of yourself.
And I think also you have to try things that end up not being the thing.
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm going to wear this clothes that everybody else is wearing because, like, maybe that's it. And then you realize, like, well, this really doesn't feel like me.
Yeah.
Or, I'm going to put on lipstick and high heels. Like, maybe I just have to give it more time. Maybe, or maybe it's not me. But I feel like if you decide up front, like, no, that's not who I am, without trying it, sometimes you never really get to learn who you are. Maybe you're just too afraid.
Yeah. But I think each one of us have this feeling that no, this is not me, and maybe the doubt of maybe
could it be?
Maybe can be. Let me try. And I was like, okay, I want to try this. I didn't try everything because there are some things that maybe I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
But I try to find myself outside the comfort zone and find myself in different flavors, different tastes, and to be open to different cultures, also in my team, there is something that was very important for me. Like I will always work with, let's say, the same culture in the kitchen. So one nationality. There, you have so many different nationalities inside the team that it's difficult how to approach each one of them,
Yeah.
And
what about the treatment? Do you say of the meat in that country, about halal and that
it's
part? It's interesting.
It is because it's a certification that you need to follow some rules in, let's say, equipments must be cleaned in a certain way, cannot be utilized for different kind of animals, and it's something that at the end it was difficult for me in a way that I couldn't find the best meats from Argentina. It took me a while, or from Latin America, let's say Uruguay as well, because the options that you have there, halal options, mostly are from or Japan, or Australia, New Zealand, or from Brazil. But Brazil is improving a lot now for the meat quality, but the meat that arrives there in Dubai is from different kind of business, you know.
Okay.
So it took me a while to find a halal certificate meat from Argentina or from Uruguay. And also, sometimes we forget, but we are in Dubai, and people maybe don't know what is Argentina, what is Uruguay, what is, you know.
Yeah. And
I had this, there was one table, one influencer, I'm not going to say the name.
Oh.
It was an amazing person, but, you know, the one server called me, and he was, "Chef, we have an issue on table 14. I don't know the table." I said, "Okay, what's going on?" No, yeah. The person don't know what is Uruguay, and he is asking, why do you have a meat from a country that
means nothing to him, basically.
And it was kind of rude in a way, like, not because he didn't know, because it's normal, but he was like, why the fuck you have this? Why not Australia? Why not Japan? And I was like, okay, have you tried? No. You want to try? No. Okay, I'll give you for free, just for you to try, to understand that there are more options, you know, to be open-minded. And maybe you will like it, and maybe we'll see you next week. But if you don't like, please come to me and tell me why. But first try, you know.
Nice.
Because I'm trying to, it was a local person, and I was trying to understand the local culture, and I was a bit rushing to understand myself there, what I'm doing here, and you know, there's so much mess around. And I said, okay, it's a good opportunity. Maybe this person will feel what I feel. You know, maybe we are connected in a way that we are disconnected now. And it happened. He tried the meat. He was like, okay, you're right. It's good.
Nice.
And he came back and came back and came back. So there was another that we were talking about, secondary cuts and primary cuts. And I like to present our culture, you know. It doesn't mean that it's the best food in the world. Sometimes, yes, but sometimes I like to eat different kind of food. But the point is, I like to put the culture that we utilize the whole animal.
Yeah.
You know, and I like to introduce this to Dubai. And not many places do it, because you need to give more of yourself. And for example, there is a cut in Argentina, it's called entraña. It's one of my favorites.
It's like the guts.
It's wow. It's wow.
Entraña, it's like the intestines, isn't it?
No. It's
okay.
Internal on the diaphragm. You
Okay.
know, it's
The
near
guts.
the diaphragm. It's a meat, beef, steak, very juicy, very, very good, very tasty, and you know.
I'm hungry right now.
Wow. Me too. I wish we should do one. Yeah? And honestly, I was like, I put in a menu. It took like 2 weeks to sell the first one. The partners were like, hey, Gonzalo, maybe it's not working, and this and that. I was like, okay, but let's see what happened, you know. And we sold one.
Wow.
And I was like so happy. I said, yes. And we sent the meat to the table, and it took 2 seconds,
Like,
and they gave it back to the kitchen.
No.
And I was like, what the fuck, you know? What happened? And the server was like, no, the person is complaining because it's not what he asked. I was like, what you mean? No, he asked for a tenderloin. I said, no, but this is a skirt steak, and this is different cut. It's not the same steak. Okay, let me take it to the table. And I was like, hey, I hear there was a complaint about the meat. Yeah, this meat is different. This is not tenderloin. And he was like, okay, no, you're right. But you didn't ask for tenderloin. We have tenderloin in the menu. But you did this. You did ask for this one. And but what is this? Okay, let me show you. I took my phone and I showed him where it comes. And he was like a bit confused. And I was like, okay, let me tell you one thing. I'll show you a picture of my father cooking this meat.
Okay, yeah.
It's my favorite. It's one of his favorite. And maybe it will be yours as well. But you need to try it. And I show him. And he was like, okay, if you persist, bring it. Then he tried. And he was like so happy because of this interaction, exchange of information.
Yeah.
And to give a little more of yourself just to create the connection, It was so nice.
Make the difference. Huh?
Yeah.
There's I worked a job for a while with software developers, and they have a saying, to make a bug a feature. Have you heard this?
No.
No.
Like a bug is like a problem. And when you come across a problem when you're developing software,
Okay, got it.
you can like try to resolve it and remove it, or you can take it and use it as like a feature,
Yeah. Yeah.
as like a bonus point.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what that sounds like. It's like the person is complaining, but you use it as an opportunity to like tell a story,
Yeah.
to bring them closer, to like engage them.
Yeah.
And if you get them, then they're your customer for life.
Yeah.
It's
It's
an
true.
arte, es un arte marcial.
It is.
Usa tu
Yeah.
fuerza.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
judo
true.
move.
It's true. It's and it's nice, because I mean, I wish all the complaints were like that, but they are not.
Mhm.
This teach you how to deal with this, And for me, it was okay. It was hard because we had so many kind of complaints that I never heard about it, like never. And I was like, okay, my kind of cooking was very solid, and I arrived here and I'm smashed by taste, by cooking ways, by I don't know, so many things.
Things that they couldn't understand from their cultural.
Yeah, because it's different,
Yeah.
So I was a bit reluctant to that. I don't know if it's the correct word,
Yeah, no.
but I said, okay, I have two options. I put myself in a way that I protect myself, and I'm the best and whatever, or it's open. Let's find out what's going on. And in that moment, I realized, like, okay, I know what's going on, and I need to learn. Let's say we sell chicken in this restaurant, and usually chicken is more consumed by these nationalities or this kind of profile. So maybe in a table there is from one nationality, another. One will eat fish, one will eat chicken, one will eat meat, How to understand, the pattern of complaints and how to change it in a good way. So I said, okay, my chicken is bland for this kind of food. How I know? Because I said, okay, it's going to be this kind of nationalities that will choose this dish. So I'm going to go to the best restaurants that serve these dishes. And I said, okay, now I understand. But I will use my technique. I won't do the same way, not the same flavor, but I will try to understand, like, okay, more acidity, more spicy, less salt,
Yeah.
It needs to have double of the quantity of sauce that I was serving on the plate. Maybe the side is not correct. Maybe we should change for another side. So how to change things without changing myself. This was the key. And it was
Hard.
Yeah.
What about wine? I mean, people don't drink there. You don't have the menu of
Not
wine.
in this restaurant, no.
Okay.
And mostly on the restaurants in Dubai, they only can serve alcohol if you have the license. And to get this license, you need to be inside the hotel. Now it's changing a bit,
Okay.
but mostly of the restaurants that are not in this particular, hotels, they cannot serve.
You have another battle there. I mean, like wine. Meat. Argentinian meat without wine. It's
Yes, but
I don't know. Weird.
then you need to serve more quality, because
Raise the bar.
yeah, it is. We receive a lot of Argentinians, Latins that they asked me for that, and I said, look, here is another approach. It's more familiar approach.
Yeah.
We had some paddle courts there, so there is some sport approach, and it was so nice. The environment, like open space, huge trees, olive trees from Spain, from
Wow.
Italy. So enjoying this way.
Yeah, try to do it.
Try to forget
It's nice.
the way you like to enjoy, and try to find out different ways to enjoy.
Nice.
It's so interesting. It's like this conversation is so much about culture and communication and
Yeah.
adapting,
Yes.
and not that much about food. I mean, it is, but
Why
it's
are we here?
interesting how
But
those, as a coach, it's something that you work with people a lot about. You think that in order to work in finance, you need to be very good with numbers, and in order to work as an actress, you need to be very good with projecting your voice or with moving your body. But in the end, like, the skills that everybody needs are all the same.
Yeah.
It's so much to do with like control of your own emotions, of communicating with other people, of being open-minded, think outside the box, being positive.
Yeah, I think it's very important. It doesn't matter your profession or what you like to do, to be strong in something, because this can open doors.
Yeah.
And so, let's say, for me, the cooking is, I have this passion. I like a lot to cook. But it's not only this. And there are many things. Like you said, you need to adapt. Yeah, I needed to adapt. For example, suppliers. In Dubai, you have everything imported, almost everything. And there are many brands that I didn't know when I arrived there. So which brand should I use? Which supplier should I trust?
Wow.
And okay, how is the law here? How can I hire someone? How can I build a strong team if I don't have a strong team here?
It's hard when you don't have strong connections. If you don't have like people you know and trust and have known for a long time.
Yeah. Even the wood, I arrived there and the wood that we used there was completely different. And I was
You
like,
don't use carbon.
wow.
Not carbon.
We use sometimes, but special one from I found one guy that delivered an amazing quality, but it took me a while, and this is very important, even more in open kitchens, because it's the fuel, it's the energy that makes you cook well or not,
And like you said, you have to be able to adapt to all these different conditions, so you have to know the fuel well.
Yeah. So it was like adapt everywhere, and try to deliver what I believe I could deliver with the material that I found at the time. Of course, after you met some friends and you have some contacts and you call, hey man, I'm suffering with this. Do you have any option? No, I don't, but call this guy. And then you start finding things because you make connections again. Like, if no, you die by yourself,
Yeah.
It's like this. And it's beautiful in a way. Like, there is a strong community of chefs in Dubai helping each other. And this is very nice. I'm part of a group now, since a year, more or less, that help a lot. In many ways you can imagine, even wellness, health, like how to handle pressure, how to deal with imposter syndrome and so many things, like
I wanted to ask a lot of those things too, but
Yeah.
we're losing light, so we can't talk too much longer. But
it's beautiful how they have this energy to help, because we are energy and we use a lot of energy to do things daily, and to help each other you need to give, but also you receive at the same time. So I mean, it's a good balance, it's something beautiful, and I didn't have this knowledge or this let's say this idea that will be like that. At the beginning I was a bit alone doing by myself, and then I was like, okay, I need help, and you need to be open to that. Sometimes you're too proud to ask for help. It's beautiful,
Humildad, no?
Yeah,
We
humble.
learn a lot when we are
Humble.
Humble, yeah. The approach is different. The vulnerability that is
Yeah.
there is gives you things.
You give a space to people come in and teach you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's nice.
I think like the world is changing so fast right now with AI and everything that it must be really hard to raise kids and know how to like direct them in terms of careers
Okay.
or like to prepare them for life. But I think that that's what the answer is if you like the story you told, like you were doing well in the world of finance,
Yeah.
and you were enjoying like the transitions from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
So you have basically the abilities that a person needs to succeed in life, which is like be willing to learn, be open-minded, be humble. So I have the feeling that if you have those skills, it's just a matter of finding what motivates you the most, like what inspires you. But if tomorrow there was like a war and you had to do something completely different, you would probably succeed at that too.
I hope. I think we need to give a lot to succeed, and you need to be willing, to do that, because you need to lose a lot of things to succeed, or you need to, let's say, I change careers. Every festival or wherever, like not festival, but holidays, like with the family and I don't know, Christmas and anniversaries or any party. I was there when I was in finance, but here is a new reality,
Yeah.
and I need to give up a few things, to succeed. But is it worth it for me? Yes. So you need to ask yourself, what are you willing to give in order to become
Reach.
there? And it's a process. Like now I'm like 100% that I will open a new restaurant, and most probably will be in Dubai, in a place that I wanted to be. Like since 2 years ago, I said I want to work here, and there is a big chance to happen, and I will need to give more, way more.
Yeah.
But I want that, and when you want that, okay, you put in the balance,
Yeah.
and you said, okay, this I will give, this I want, or maybe this I will risk. Maybe it will fuck me after, but I need to try it, and I think it's the only way. Humble, or I think you can learn. Life will teach you in a way. And sometimes I was a bit, like, okay, I'm good. I'm the best. No, I've never said I'm the best, honestly. But I was like, okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing this strong. And then life just
Slaps you across the face. I mean, it's kind of,
so.
I think it's a good approach to life to get slapped down every once in a while, because being on top, after a while, it's not so great anymore. Like when you're the best at something, it always gets a little bit boring.
Yeah.
So having
I don't
someone like slap you down, whether it's because you changed to something else or because you come across a different culture who thinks the thing that you are so good at, they don't see it as
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like whatever it is, it keeps you like alive and motivated and
Yeah, it is more or less like this. Yeah, I think in my profession there is uh, the ego. The chefs have a huge ego because we live this performance alive.
You are like a personality, but also like a famous people, and also chef. So, but it happened. I was wondering to asking about this. ¿Cuándo pasó? When happened that you, the chefs, start to be like famous? Because antes era como el señor que trabajaba detrás de la cocina.
Yeah.
Nadie lo veía, no aparecía, no importaba quién era, ni qué había hecho, ni cómo era. Y hubo un momento de la historia, there was a moment that everything changed, and I was like, this chef, no, this one, no, Francis Malman, no, that.
they became famous
What
celebrities.
happened? Yeah, and Master Chef, and blah, blah, blah. What happened? What do you think?
It's a business.
Yeah,
And
it's marketing.
Yeah. Like,
It's
of course,
beautiful.
there are some like strong chefs, like they are the best,
Yeah.
and there will always be one that is the best, and they will fight each other to be always better than the other, and we have this in many professions. I think the media put this profession
Yeah.
in standard that is not real. Like,
It is.
I mean, you saw or you see chefs on TV like, oh, it's celebrity and this and that,
Yeah.
but honestly, at least for the restaurant life, it's another thing.
Yeah.
It's a grueling job.
Like, you need to
Long
give a
hours.
lot.
Yeah.
Long hours. You need
Late
to be there.
nights.
It's not what you see.
Yeah, sometimes it's I don't know. I don't have kids, but sometimes will be my kid's birthday, and I won't be able to be there. I would love to, but I won't. And I think TV shows something that is not that real, but it's necessary as well, and not only for our profession, but many professions, because it put us somewhere,
Yeah.
there. So it gives a value. Maybe it's the correct or not. I don't know. We can
No, but
discuss
it's,
this.
but it's good. I think it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Sí, es como te da un valor,
Yeah.
los ha puesto como en un sitio que creo que
Yeah, it's
merece.
important.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's a long
Yeah, it's a long
conversation, but
Yeah.
We can keep
We
on
have to
going.
have a part 2 some other day.
okay, yeah. There is something that I discussed with a sous chef, and he was like thinking he was too proud of himself. He was like with the ego really high. And I told him, look, we are chefs. We are not doctors. We don't save life, but we can kill because of a poison, because of an allergy. So we need to be smart of our ego and our responsibility here. Like, because we can kill someone
Yeah.
because of the way we produce a food that can kill. Allergies are really, really serious.
Mm-hmm.
And, I told him, look,
Calm down.
calm down.
Yeah.
Like,
Back to
understand.
earth.
Yeah,
Yes,
understand
yes.
that there is more than, I'm cooking like a great steak and whatever. No, I'm mastering this technique, yes. And also there will be always someone better than you.
Yeah. No, and you have
Always.
to keep on having your eyes open and check that everything is okay.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
not only
yeah.
that, hey, cook this, okay. So,
yeah, yeah.
It's
It
good.
is. But it's nice,
of course.
I think I love to learn, but I like to teach, And this profession, in many professions, you can,
Do both.
the boss. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
We have to stop because we're going to lose light here
Yeah.
soon. But I loved that. And I hope that we can have the part 2 sometime
Hopefully.
after you've started your restaurant.
Okay,
Your new
yeah, it will be
restaurant.
great. It will be great, honestly.
You'll need a vacation, so
yeah.
You can come here. You're
Yeah.
always welcome.
Thank you. It was really, really nice. Honestly, I had a lot of fun. I was a bit nervous and still am a little bit nervous, but